This is Sensuki and welcome to my beginner's guide to Pillars of Eternity. In this video I'll be showcasing a monk. So I've made a human monk, and for my stat spread I've put, I haven't min-maxed or anything like that. I put 18 into might and dexterity because in this particular build I want to be making a fast DPS monk. And I put my remaining points into intellect. It's the same philosophy that I've been using with all my characters. Offensive characters use might, dexterity, and intellect. Which one is the highest depends on which build you're doing or what class you are. And the defensive attributes are Constitution, Perception, and Resolve, which I don't bother mixing them up because I haven't found any reason to at the moment. And for my first ability, I chose Torment's Reach. Now you get two choices at level 1. I don't think Swift Strikes is currently worth it because the feedback for the ability is very bad. So like you spend a wound, you turn Swift Strikes on, but then once you've done it and you get another wound, and all you're doing is just resetting the Swift Strikes thing. It doesn't really seem that great. So I prefer Torment's Reach because it's a special attack. It gives you plus 50% damage as Crush. It reduces enemy might for 22 seconds, and it's actually a cone effect, so you can hit multiple enemies with it, which is really cool. So I like that as my first level ability.
Well,
now regarding monks, you can actually use them with pretty much no weapons and armor. You don't need any armor. You don't need weapons for them to be good because they have a level 1 ability called Transcendent Suffering. So at level 1, they get plus 2.5 unarmed damage, and that is an integer value, or actually it's a decimal value. Sorry. Rather than percentile.
Well, what you need?
Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate a monk. Now the key to playing a monk is in order to power your special abilities, you have to actually take damage. So I think regarding wounds, see if you can see the resource button down here. You actually have to take 10 damage before you gain a wound. So in these low level fights, it might be a little bit difficult for me to get that. And you can get a talent at level 2 called Lesser Wounds, which reduces your wound threshold by 2. So you only have to take 8 damage to get a wound. So that's not a bad talent. And of course, you can use weapons on monks. You can use any weapons you want, but they are best used as a melee class. And you can wear armor because later on there'll be high, like enemies like dragons and stuff that do huge AoE damage. So wearing armor on that might protect you from some very bad hits.
Of course.
One of the things that this is just a guess, one of the problems I think monks will run into later in the game is that their unarmed damage may not scale well into the late game because you can you find magical weapons and you can enchant weapons, whereas you can't enchant your monk fists, so you'll be behind by the value of those enchantments, especially regarding accuracy.
What is it?
Okay, so I'm going to come over and fight the wolves here.
By those outcroppings.
Now in this one, I want my monk to get attacked, so I'm going to move my monk in, and I'm just going to...
What you need?
this wolf is now engaging... Okay, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to take 10 damage here. You can see the monks attack really quick, so they just punch shit and just kill them, so they're very effective. So they attack really quickly.
This is it.
Okay, we'll go through this dialogue sequence. Okay, now sprint down to the bridge. And pick up Sparkle's water skin.
What a surprise. Ambush.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm going to use my monk to attack that
What you
one,
need?
and I'm going to get Kalisha to attack that one. I want to
Yes.
try and get my monk to take 10 damage so I can actually showcase this ability. That doesn't look like it's going to be a problem this time. There we go. So now I've got one wound, I can use Torment's Reach, and it looks actually really cool. So oh, I missed. I did a special kick. Now I can use it again. There, I dropped that guy. So I actually took a fair bit of damage. Did I get critted by that guy or something? No, I just got hit for 11 crushing damage.
Of course. No! Supplies!
I haven't actually lost
Oh,
much
you
health,
got-
but
you
I
got
did get took a fair bit of endurance damage because I'm not wearing any armor. But at least I got to showcase the kick. If I'd actually hit him on the first go, I would have probably dropped him in one hit. So it did 22 damage, which is pretty good, or 23 actually. So as you can see in the combat log, I did 19.2, and then I did 8.4 crush damage, which I don't even know if that guy had any crush DR, so it must be doing plus 50% or something. Maybe he had 4 crush DR or something because it's reduced it by 1. I talked about the math for procs in one of my earlier videos. So now I'm gonna level up my monk and showcase one of the other. So this is the lesser wounds thing I was talking about that allows you to lower your wound threshold. So I'm gonna grab that. And I'll showcase. Should be able to cast a few more of those Torment's Reaches this time. So I'll go into stealth.
Stay quiet. What you need?
Felicia's being spotted. Okay,
What you need?
probably need to disable. I'll come in and disable this guy. Okay, I'm going to use Torment's Reach. See you later, bro.
Kill them all!
Oh, I can use another one.
Well, what you need?
Ta-da! Okay, so as you can see, the monk when the monk is fighting unarmed, they attack really quickly, and you can do some pretty cool special moves. So I'll level them up a few levels and show that off. Okay, so at level 4, you get this really awesome ability called Force of Anguish. Now, this is the one that I was talking about. It kicks opponents across the screen and knocks them prone for a base of 10 seconds. This is one of their strongest abilities. And that requires 2 wounds. I recommend getting that at level 4, everybody, because it is freaking awesome. And you can, with the monk, you can also make a tanking monk. You can have like high constitution, high resolve, and all that kind of stuff. And then you can just keep taking. You can suffer a lot of damage and just keep doing disables like Force of Anguish and stuff like that. The monk build that I have is a DPS monk, and you don't necessarily have to do that because the monks have a lot of disable kind of stuff. So you can build them to be tanky and just use their disable abilities without actually doing super damage. This is the Swift Strikes one that I wouldn't recommend taking. Long Stride allows them to move quicker. I personally don't like that. And Turning Wheel gives you plus 5% burn damage per wound. So every time you take a wound, you get a little bit of extra bonus damage. So if you want to play a passive monk, that one and Turning Wheel are pretty good choices. I like Force of Anguish though, so that's what I would pick for that. And for your level 4 talent, the Monk Fist is actually counted as 2 weapon styles. So if you get that and don't wear any armor and attack with your fist, you'll attack super quickly. I also really like Vulnerable Attack, which it goes really well with 2 weapon fighting. It slows down your attack speed, but allows you to bypass 5 armor, which is really strong. So at level 4, I would either get Vulnerable Attack or two-handed style, two weapon style. Sorry, those would be my choices out of the other ones here. You can also unarmed attacks are part of the weapon-focused peasant group. So if you want to be a bit more accurate with your fists, grab that. And you can also use spears and quarterstars, which are really good weapons for monks as well. So I'm going to close the level up screen. Alright, so hopefully this was a nice quick introduction to playing monks. They're a pretty awesome class. They're really fun to play, and as you go up, you just keep getting more and more awesome abilities. You can play them both actively or passively. There's customization options for both, and you can wear them in armor and use whatever weapons you like. It's really up to you. Thanks for watching, guys, and look forward to the next video.